Welcome to the Olympus Rally, held in Ocean Shores, Washington, the first round of the 2011 Max Attack Two-Wheel Drive Rally Championship presented by Donza del Sol Winery. It's been 6 months since the last event, and teams have had plenty of time to prepare for another exciting season at Two-Wheel Drive Rally. The event started off with a park expose in Ocean Shores before heading into the rainforest of the Olympic Peninsula. The teams are ready to go and the day promises some great battles ahead. Unfortunately, tragedy struck on day one when a Subaru Impreza piloted by Matthew Marker had a massive accident on the 6th stage of the day. Matthew Marker was fatally injured after their car left the road at a high rate of speed. The rally community has not suffered a fatal accident in years, and everyone, competitors, volunteers, organizers, and fans were completely stunned. The event was ended in respect to Matthew, and the first 5 stages were used to determine the final standings. Matthew was 31 years old and from Elk Rapids, Michigan. He was in his 4th year of competing in rally, and his 1st year as a full-time driver in the Rally American National Championship. He was well known for his positive attitude and extreme love of Subarus. He'll be greatly missed, and the entire Max Attack video team sends our condolences to Matthew's family and friends. So the final result was to be decided by only the first 5 stages. 21 drivers set out to attack the first leg, which consisted of 2 passes through the 6.5-mile Palix stage. Sean Medcrop, with his co-driver and wife Jenny, were off to a good start on the first 2 stages with a solid run through Palix both times. The rear-wheel drive Ford Mercury has been a solid and reliable rally car and has allowed newcomer Sean to get consistently faster with each event. Dave and Rick Hintz decided to pursue tougher competition in Max Attack by selling their open-class Subaru Impreza in favor of a new BMW M3. The car was driven for the first time at Dirtfish Rally School the week of the event, and Dave will definitely be a driver to watch out for over the weekend as he gets used to the rear drive BMW. He's struggling with a slipping clutch, but is still managing to set some decent times. Dave Henderson's last appearance in Max Attack in his Mazda 3 ended almost as quickly as it started in Oregon last year with a blown engine. He's back this year and will be battling to make his impression on the leaderboard. Adam Crane and Britta Nielsen are regular competitors in the Pacific Northwest. Despite being in a highly underpowered Toyota Corolla, the duo always put on a good show and drive at maximum attack. Let's go on board with Adam on the Palix stage and get an idea of the type of commitment it takes to do so well in such a slow car. Brian Gottlieb and Pat Darrow had a dramatic ending to the life of their first rally car when it burnt to the ground at the Idaho Rally last year. Not to be deterred, they got a new Honda Civic and are contesting the entire Rally American National Championship this year. The seat time is paying off and Brian is getting faster at every event. New to Max Attack this year is veteran driver Andrew Comrie Picard, most commonly known as ACP. ACP has been a regular at the open all-wheel drive class and at the X Games where he famously rolled the car end over end in 2009. ACP has been recruited by Scion to compete in a heavily modified Scion XD. Tom Buress and brother Don had an event to forget last year when they were plagued with new car issues in their turbocharged Volkswagen Golf. They've had the years sorted out though, and Tom is not holding back and is absolutely attacking the stages from the get-go, despite having an intermittent engine misfire. This may be the first time Wyatt Knox has competed on the West Coast, but new roads and new scenery are not going to hold him back in his Mazda 3. He's recruited experienced co-driver Ole Holter and has a strong start and is rewarded for his commitment. So the teams will now head into service to prepare for the coming stages this afternoon. Wyatt Knox has delivered and sits in first place after this leg, but with less than a minute separating the top 6 cars, anything can happen. Tom Buress is finally having a relatively trouble-free run and will be rewarded with 2nd going into leg 2. These are Tom's home stages, and he'll be battling to capitalize on his experience on the coming 2 stages. ACP has shown that he's a top-notch driver by pedaling the Scion into 3rd place, despite this being his first time in a 2-wheel drive car in over 5 years. Garth Ankeny and Russ Crusher are back in their historic Saab 96. The classic Saab is one of the crowd favorites, and historic cars are always fun to watch. Garth was only 3 seconds out of 8th place and was pushing as hard as he could to overtake Sean and Jen Medcraft in the Merkur. Unfortunately for the Medcrofts, though, their Merkur shared 6 drive shaft bolts and lost over 20 minutes trying to devise a repair, effectively removing them from any chance of a decent finish. Chris and Edward Dahl had a rough start to their morning. First a bent control arm, then a failing intercom forced Ed to use hand signals for stage 2. Then the engine in the Honda started misfiring and running on only 3 cylinders. Despite this, the team was able to move up 2 places and climb into 8th place. Dave Hintz didn't have time to fix his slipping clutch during the short 30-minute service. At this point, he's simply trying to make it through the day. But the infamous Brooklyn stage is way too much fun to hold back, and Dave and co-driver brother Rick were able to keep on the throttle and retain 7th place. Andrew Comrie Picard and Robbie Durant were having an absolute blast in their Scion XD. ACP stated he was having fun being back in a 2-wheel drive car, and he'll end the leg in 6th place, only 2 seconds behind the Toyota of Adam Crane. Adam Crane and Britta Nielsen had no issues with their car Patches, the 1986 Toyota Corolla. Other than being at a huge disadvantage with the highly underpowered 1.6-liter engine, the team manages to pull off 5th place. Brian Gottlieb and Pat Darrow are coming to terms with their new Honda Civic. They've also had a trouble-free rally and are rewarded with 4th place and some cash in their pocket. Dave Henderson and Terrence McDowell really put the hammer down on the last 3 stages in their Mazda 3. They battled the way from 6th place all the way up to 3rd place by the end of the day's 5 stages. Tom Barras and brother Don are finally getting a clean rally with minimal problems. They resolved the car issues and are at absolute maximum attack on the Brooklyn stage. Let's go on board with them and watch as Tom abuses the Volkswagen Golf as much as possible. Tom and Don managed to pull over 10 seconds out of the gap to 1st place with that stage win. It was also the 2nd fastest time of a 2-wheel drive car in Brooklyn in the last 25 years. Wyatt Knox and Ole Holter, however, answered on the final run through Brooklyn and managed to hold on to 1st place in Max Attack by just over 10 seconds. The final standings in Max Attack had Wyatt Knox with the win by a mere 10.5 seconds. He'll be rewarded with the $1,500 prize for 1st place. Tom Barras will certainly be happy with his efforts in finishing 2nd place. The battle for 3rd place ended up being almost as close, with Dave Henderson holding on by only 11 seconds from 4th place Brian Gottlieb. Adam Crane rounded out the podium positions in Max Attack by holding on to 5th place by only 2 seconds over ACP and the Scion. If nothing else, this event really shows how close the competition has grown and the excitement we all have heading into the next round. A close battle for 1st place and a battle for 3rd that saw 6 competitors separated by just over a minute at this event leads to great expectations at the Eastern Round of Max Attack, held on July 15th to 16th at the New England Forest Rally in Maine. We're all eager with anticipation, look forward to another battle as drivers strive to be the fastest 2-wheel drive in the nation and the 2011 Max Attack champion.